Hi, my name is Philippe and welcome to my channel Awkward the Talk, where we give parents the encouragement, the knowledge, tools and skills to give their children a mindful sexual education. Today's topic is playing doctor. This is something that a lot of us have already experienced as children and now as adults when we look back on these experiences. And for those who have children, it is something that worries them. And this is perfectly normal because all we want to do is keep children safe. And there's a tendency for us to think about children's sexuality in the same way that we think about adult sexuality, and a tendency for us to forget that children do not have sex hormones in their bodies in the amounts necessary to, as for example, when as teenagers and adults, that when because they have sex hormones, it means that they experience sexual desire and that there is a search for the other and for a romantic and sexual relationship. This is not how children relate to each other and to adults. They do not have these sex hormones, so there's no sex drive in them. But they do have a sexuality in that they learn how to be in their bodies, to understand their bodies, their feelings, and how they have social interactions with others. So the big question usually is it healthy for kids to play doctor? Well, let's divide the question into two parts. One is it healthy that they want to play? It is perfectly healthy and normal that children are curious about their own bodies and that they're curious of other people's bodies. So their parents, for example, if your children see you naked, obviously it is normal that they have questions about why does mommy have boobies and I don't, and why is daddy's penis so big and mine isn't, or questions about pubic hair. And these are not perverse in any way, and a lot of people tend to think that this is a naughty thing and like connected to dirty thoughts. But in fact, it's actually connected to the just general curiosity about the world and about the body and these experiences that they're having. So they're just curious about difference, for example. And it is important to recognize difference and to explain it to children so that they are more accepting of difference when they grow up. So for them to want to play doctor and for them to want to show their genitals and to see genitals of others, especially of opposite sex, it is very normal and expected, because a lot of the time they're just curious about seeing something that they don't have themselves. That is one thing. Now the other is, should you allow them to engage in these sexual games? The answer is no. It is normal that they feel that way, but you should guide them in the way that that prevents these experiences. And why is that? If it's normal, why are we preventing them? Well, because children are not aware of body limits, and sometimes the concepts of private and public are not solidified in them. Also, they do not feel the sense of shame towards their bodies, or of the word will come to me, towards their bodies, that they only feel when they are modesty. There's no sense of modesty. The sense of modesty only comes when they are about 6 years old and they become a little bit more shy about their body, and they don't want to. This is usually the age when children no longer want their parents to see them naked, or they want to bathe alone, and this is also perfectly normal and healthy. But going back to the playing doctor, because kids do not have a full grasp of these social rules that we have, it is important that you as the parent guide them. And how do you do this? you validate the feeling that they have that they are curious, but you also say that the body is our own, and that we should protect and respect and love our bodies, and that we should not that private parts especially are not for anybody to just come and touch or just come and see. Then you want to talk about how who is allowed to see and touch their private parts, their genitals. For example, you as a parent and whoever is in your safety net, the people who take care of your children when you are not around and are expected to carry out these hygiene duties, for example. You want to talk about body limits, about what is private and what is social. What else? You want to be talking, this is also a good opportunity for you to start talking about what is an acceptable and not acceptable touch. And in conclusion, it is normal that kids want to play doctor and that they want to see each other's bodies and that they're curious about it. It has nothing to do with sex and the exploration of the body for sexual gratification or desire. It is just curious because our bodies are different, and it is normal that they want to play these games, but you as a parent should be guiding them away from them. And how do you do this? You do this by giving them adequate and mindful sexual education so that they understand their bodies and their feelings better, as well as their body limits and consent. And you don't want to be, if you catch your children playing, you want to first ask what they're doing, but you're not reprimanding them. You're just curious about what they're doing to understand what is their interpretation of the event. And with that answer is that you will tailor your response to the situation by the answer that you receive. And also, this is perfectly normal. Don't get angry. Don't make kids feel ashamed of what they're doing. But another reason why you want to be guiding away from these games that are perfectly normal is that there are instances of when children are older, that they remember these games that they used to do, and they have feelings and traumas towards it. So in the moment they didn't feel anything, they were just playing, they were just children. But because of when children are growing up and they're having their own sexual education, whether it is mindful and conscious and intentional, or just things and messages that they pick up as they're growing up, they give a negative meaning to those events of their childhood that then impact their own sexual development as teenagers and as adults. So I hope that answers your question, and thank you.